Hey guys, today I will be talking about a few builds for possible builds for Tahm Kench. During this video I will only show you two builds. I won't show you the build paths and strategies that come along with it. I might explain the strategies, but I'm not going to show you the build paths. The reason why is because I will upload a separate video for each build. Just have to make sure the music isn't too loud. Okay, so during the guides I will probably not add any videos to supplement it. The reason why is because I only have Tahm Kench on my low smurf and I don't feel the need to buy him on higher accounts with RP. Also at low elo people don't really understand Tahm Kench, so I don't really want to use him then. With my team, I probably won't play Tahm Kench either, because they want to focus on playing him support first, and if it doesn't work, try him jungle. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Also, ignore this line. My PowerPoint glitched, and I tried to fix it before starting this video, but it doesn't work, so whatever. Focuses. Oh yeah, on hit Tahm Kench basically works like. Oh wait, oh glitch. Sorry, again. So EP Tahm Kench. You have two type of builds with EP Tahm Kench. You can rush CDR, then go normal EP, or you can just build normally, which means not rush 40% CDR. Getting 40% CDR, however, will add a lot of strategic diversity to Ground Champion, just like Riot Games would like it, I guess. With that, I basically mean you can use your E. No, yeah, actually, yeah, kind of, but your E is not that relevant. You can use your W more, meaning you can also use it more frequently. Means you can also use it more. You also have the option to more regularly use it to do something else than poke enemies or wave clear. Like for example, you could swallow your AD carry and run away. If you're the AP carry, for example, if your front lane dies, you can just swallow your AD carry and run away, save you too, for example. So items and build path. For the CDR rush, you normally go Athene's and Holy Grail for infinite mana regen, and for CDR, then you build into Will of the Ancients for the sustain, hit point sustain, or you go for Morellonomicon. Then you proceed to build standard, just like the other builds. To other builds, it depends what you build on the other build, depending on matchup and team comps. I would still rush Athene's and Holy Grail. Then I would go for Luden's Echo for extra movement speed since he's pretty immobile, or I would just go for Dead Cap Rush. Maybe built in a Rod of Ages as well. So for EP Tahm Kench, CDR Rush is Athene's and Holy Grail, 10, Wota, or Morellonomicon. Preferably this one, because then you get 40% CDR. Opposed to 30% or 35%. You could also do this, and then buy boots or rely on blue buff. Voids have second or third item. This second or third item if you go normal build. This is actually a pretty bad item on him, but it could work. Rod of Ages is also pretty good on him. Same for Archangel. For AP Bruiser Tahm Kench. For AP Bruiser Tahm Kench, you have to rush Rod of Ages. No matter what, you just rush Rod of Ages. Oh, also, AP Tahm Kench can be played as support, top lane, and mid lane. The reason why he would work mid lane is because his E enables him to sustain a lot and to reduce a lot of damage taken. He also has decent wave clear with his W. mid lane. And once he gets level 6, he can farm pretty easily with other hits in the tower. AP, Bruiser, Tahm Kench. You rush Rod of Ages. Rod of Ages rush is definitely a must, especially with the new Rod of Ages being a lot more offensive. And you focus on buying defensive EP items, meaning EP items that also give hit points, armor, and or magic resist. Relay Scepter can work, but I don't really recommend it, just for the hit points. Slow isn't really useful, since you already have slow on your champion. Yandere Torment is a pretty good item, especially with the EP buff. So I would rush Rod of Ages. Then I would go for... Actually, I can show you here. I would rush Rod of Ages. Then I would go for Abyssal Scepter or Hourglass, depending on my matchup. If I'm not too far behind, for example against a Z top, I would rush Arm Guard and then proceed building something else and then finish Hourglass later if he's not harassing me a lot or if he's not having high kill potential on me. I would also go with this item because it has some MR and gives you a lot of CDR that you could very much use. AP Grumchamp, also known as Tahm Kench, relies on a lot of CDR to be able to make AP work. This makes you able to have some damage with your other hits, more than it would with only your ultis. You can disrupt your enemy team and you can peel for your team. This is more for split push or for pressuring. Also gives you CDR, which is also useful. Something I have to tell you about going AP. AP is only... Well, it's not really good in the first place. It could work, but it's kind of the same like Lysandra, especially in solo queue. Allies won't leave any minions for you to eat and to throw away for poke. People will just kill the minions as fast as possible. And even if they don't, you have to walk up to a minion to get to eat him to poke, which will put you at great danger. So I don't really recommend this build. It's more of a troll build, fun build. It could work, but it's not really recommended. Tank, Tahm Kench, Meatshield. Word in advance. I don't advise you to play this build. Wait, I have to check something first if I didn't miss anything. Nope. In advance, I have to tell you, this build, I don't recommend it at all in solo queue. I only recommend you this build if you play ranked 5v5s like full premier teams. Since this build has the least threat potential to the enemy, so people can just plainly ignore you. So it requires a lot of communication and synergizing, more than usual. You focus on buying hit points. You... Oh, actually... EP Tahm Kench can go mid, support, and top. I probably already said that. EP Bruiser Tahm Kench can go mid, top, and support, but it's mainly recommended as top. Could also work as support. I don't recommend him mid. Best would be top. So tank Tahm Kench, like I already said, don't use it in solo queue. It's really an effective tank because you have no threat potential. The enemies can just ignore you. Only play it in ranked 5v5s for premier teams because it requires a lot more communication and synergizing than it normally does. You focus on buying hit points and you buy armor and magic resist items to supplement it. Depending on what role you're playing, I would rush Warmog or Sunfire Cape. If I'm top lane, I would rush Warmog. I would rush Sunfire Cape. I would go Sunfire Cape first item. But Warmog is actually your core item. Enables you to sustain a lot more, tank a lot more damage. Tank Tahm Kench Meatshield build solely focuses on you being able to act as a damage sponge, absorbing all damage thrown at you. Um, so if you're top, with Sunfire Cave for damage and pushbacking. Your core item, your most important item that you have to synergize with is Warmock's armor. Your second most important item is Spirit Visage, just because of the passive. And then you just build items that supplement your Warmock and Spirit Visage for the healing. Righteous Glory is also a good item, but you shouldn't really buy it. I'll tell you why after. Yeah, actually, I'll tell you now. I already told everything about this build. With this build, you basically play like your tank Garen or tank Mundo. Partially true, actually. You basically during sieges focus on taking a poke and absorbing every damage thrown at you and try to block damage from getting to your allies. It focuses on using your E and Warmock and Spirit Visage. The strategy with this build is that you focus on peeling your teammates. If the enemy gets too close, you just eat them and you walk around aimlessly. It's not like you can do that much anyways. You just focus on helping your allies rotate by using your ulti. And you eat enemies during team fights, so they can't pose a threat to your team. Don't go into the enemy team. You're supposed to be, despite being probably the tankiest on your team, you're supposed to beat the mid lane during team fights, switching between tanking and peeling. The reason why is because you don't pose any threat to the enemy. You don't have any damage. The only thing you're supposed to do is peel for your carries by using Q and eating the enemies that have higher threat potential than you, which will probably be everyone. And the second thing you can also do is focus on helping your team rotate and make plays through there with your ulti. Disruptive Tank, Tahm Kench is probably the build that's going to be most standard and most used. This build focuses on buying aura items. You buy hit points, armor, and magic resist to supplement. The Meatshield Tahm Kench build is for support, top lane, and jungle. Disruptive Tank Tahm Kench is probably going to be the standard build or the most used build, most common build. Focuses on buying armor items. You buy hit points, armor, and magic resist items to supplement it. So you can play that build as support, top lane, and jungle. I recommend playing this build on jungle or support, mainly support. Jungle second hand. Top lane is not really optimal, I would say. You rush Sunfire Cape if you're top lane or jungle, or Frozen Heart, and then you rush your other item. Then you go for Locket of the Iron Solari if you're jungle. And then you try to buy aura items. This for magic resist reduction. This for if your team has a lot of AD champions. This if you need extra pressure. This for obvious reasons. This is used to help your team initiate. You could use a teleport, or you could walk up to the enemy into slow, so your team can initiate on time. This build basically focuses on being an annoying pest. Basically, like again, peeling, but at the same time annoying the enemy team. And helping your team out, like buffing your team and debuffing the enemy team. On hit tank Tahm Kench is going to be like Shen pretty much. You focus on hit, auto hit, damage, and being a tank. Your threat comes from damage potential that you have and left unchecked you basically want people to focus shootdown, so your allies are left unchecked. If they don't focus shootdown, you can deal a shit ton of damage because of your build. You build on-hit items, items that deal a lot of damage and are tanky at the same time, and you build tank items to supplement it. You also have to notice that this build is not really meant to be, like, it's not really how Tahm Kench is supposed to be played. It works, but it's not optimal. It would actually be a pretty decent build, but it's not how Tahm Kench is meant to be played. Because you don't use your W. You're not supposed to eat the enemy team. The only time you use your 3 stacks on your passive is to Q-stun an enemy. For that build, you can go top lane or jungle. If you go top lane, I would suggest you take Smite for the Devourer. This role is best on jungle because of the Devourer. You basically, if you're jungling or if you're ganking, you can use the W10 to eat champions to make it easier to kill them, but I still don't recommend it. You rush Devourer, then if your team isn't too behind, you rush Blade of the Ruined King. You can also go with Wit's End instead of Blade of the Ruined King for magic resist. It will give you less damage against tanks and less chase potential and stuff, but it works as well. Like, you'll be a lot less squishier then. So you rush Devourer, then you can go Sunfire Cape, or Wit's End, or Blade of the Ruined King. I would go with Blade of the Ruined King or Sunfire Cape. And then after, if I still feel that I need damage, I will go with this. Tank items should be Spirit Visage for obvious reasons with your E, Frozen Mallet for extra hit points and damage and slow, better chase against mobile champions such as Trundle or Shyvana for example. This if you want to help your team more instead of just focusing on damage and killing people, and this for the same reason as Random's Omen. Yeah, that's about it. The best build I would say would be Disruptive Tank, Tahm Kench, and the most used build will be that. This one will be a pretty strong build as well, but only if you're playing pre-made teams, if you have decent coordination and synergizing. This build is also strong in my opinion and would be actually pretty fun to play and pretty viable, but it's not how Tahm Kench is meant to be played because you won't use your W2D4 champions. The reason why this one works really well is because of Tahm Kench, his ulti passive. You deal a percent bonus magic damage based off of your bonus health, percentage of your bonus health or current health, probably bonus health, and you deal it every auto hit, so it's actually pretty strong with say the Devourer. You'll get 3 stacks off every 2 auto hits. For the AP builds, this one, full AP, is going to be really shitty for the reason that the W, like you focus on wave clearing and poking, but you can't do that if people won't let you eat minions. Also, this is interesting because during team fights you can eat your AD carry to save him and run away along with you if you're losing a team fight. Kind of a disengage, a unique version of disengage. But if the enemy team gets strong CC on you, you're both fucked. AP Bruiser Tahm Kench will be the only viable AP build. I mean, this one is viable as well, but it's going to be really hard because of the thing I just mentioned. AP Bruiser is going to be a lot better. Ultra, I don't really recommend AP Bruiser. AP Bruiser will make you less tankier. You're supposed to be tanky. And at the same time, even if you go AP Bruiser, you will lack a lot of damage. You're just there to disrupt. I've seen Voyboy play AP Bruiser top Tahm Kench yesterday, and he had no damage at all. and no threat because he couldn't do anything besides swallow enemies. And your W hasn't got any EP or AD scaling. It's just flat damage based on percent of maximum health of the enemies. Anyways, this build AP Bruiser would still work during laning phase, mid game, and early late game, but it's going to be harder if you're playing against high elo people who actually know what to do, since you won't pose much of a threat. Yeah, so that's my video. During the next few days, during this week, well, next week, I will be releasing videos, in-depth videos of the builds and strategies, explaining more stuff, like more details, such as how you have to play top, jungle, support, or mid, what's the best role, how you should play in early game, doing team fast, during skirmishes, stuff like that. Yeah, unless you're going on hit Tahm Kench or AP just for the fun of it, I don't advise you to play Tahm Kench at low elo unless you're dual queuing and you're voice chatting. The reason why, so far I've experienced already, at high elo, like people, Tahm Kench is pretty new, he's only released 1 day on live server, or 2 days, I don't remember. People don't know Tahm Kench. At high elo, people will assume the obvious, like, oh, he's opening his mouth, I can walk in it. But at lower elo, they will not want to walk in your mount, or just not know how your champion works at all. So yeah, Tahm Kench is a team-oriented champion with low threat, so I don't advise you to play it unless you're playing ranked 5s or dual queuing, or if you're at high elo. Unless you're playing EP or on hit tank, like I said. The only build that could work at low elo solo queue would be this if you're supporting Disruptive Tank Tahm Kench, but I don't advise it. Yeah, so that's my video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, next week I will be releasing more in-depth guides with altis for 5 builds. Bye bye.